Wow, it feels like such a long time since I've sat in front of a camera like this. It was not my intention to leave it until March to come back to YouTube, I must admit. I was only meant to be taking a 3-week break over Christmas. However, with the renovations of our office and it being slightly more difficult than originally planned, which I'll get into later, there was just so many things in the way that meant that I just couldn't get in front of the camera like this, but also like I didn't have enough good content to share with you guys. So it just felt like a better thing to leave it until I was settled and ready to show you my new space and get back into properly working as a freelance graphic designer. So without me rambling anymore, let's get started with today's vlog and I'll show you my new office space. Hello guys. What's happening? What's good? Happy 2026, Happy New Year. I don't think it's okay for me actually to say that, so let's ignore the fact that I haven't done a video in the whole of 2026 and it is officially March, and we'll just pretend that I haven't skipped 2 months of content creation because, let's be honest, I haven't even been present on Instagram really. So it's finally time for me to get back seriously creating content and hopefully growing my channel this year. I've got a lot of goals and I'm hoping to grow my socials because last year nothing really progressed, and that's something that I now need to work on strategically to work out why none of my content performed well last year. That's a different conversation completely, so let's not get into that right now. But what I wanted to come on here and tell you guys about is that I'm finally back in my office and I wanted to give you guys a tour. So today's vlog is going to be pretty short and sweet, not really going to go into much detail. I just thought I'd show you my new space. So without going into crazy details, there was a lot of pushbacks that meant our very quick paint job turned into a full-on renovation with the office. So we originally had this, it was kind of like a washed out blue, it was almost grey, on the shiplap behind my desk, and then I had this massive shelving unit to the side of me that meant that the desk only had enough space for one computer. And one of Jack's goals, my husband, for 2026 is to join me in a freelance journey, and I would absolutely love nothing more than him to start working from home again. We used to work from home together 3-4 years ago and we just had the best time. And yeah, it was just so lovely to be able to see each other during the day, and as he's also a designer but within another creative industry, it was just really good to like bounce feedback off each other. We both have a good eye for this kind of stuff, so he definitely helps me a lot with my work. I don't think I'm much help with his, however, I just think everything he does looks incredible. But I don't really know much about boats, so it's hard for me to comment on yacht design as a graphic designer. They're very different industries. But yeah, we both got the eye for design, obviously, so that helps when we're working together. So yeah, we ripped the shiplap off, and with that came all of the plaster. So when we moved into the house 2 years ago, the first thing we did was the office because I needed to get set up, and it was a very quick decision to put shiplap on the wall to give the office some texture and some personality. Hindsight, worst idea possible because obviously it led to this massive job, but at the time I really loved it and no, I don't regret that at all. But obviously when it came around to ripping it off the wall, it meant the plaster came with it, so we had to have the whole room replastered, mainly just the back wall. But whilst we were at it, we used to have the Artex ceiling, so that bubbly texture. It's not my cup of tea, so whilst we were at it, I also asked the plasterer to do the ceiling. So now we have a lovely flat ceiling, which we painted blue. I'll show you in a bit. But yeah, that was that. And so with it being midwinter, the plaster took approximately 2.5-3 weeks to dry, which meant that I couldn't paint between those times, which also meant that I was working on my sofa for 2 and a bit weeks rather than in a lovely office environment. But yeah, we're now back in the office and I really want to show you guys around. Let me pick you up and I'll give you a bit of a room tour. Okay, so from the outside, I've got this really beautiful manager plaque that we popped on the door. And then as you walk in, fireplace straight in front of you, lovely artwork to the side of the room. And then we have our new desk situation. So this desk on the right hand side is mine, as you can see. There's a lot of content stuff here that Jack would definitely not use. So this is my side of the desk. I've got my little light setup. I've got my tripod with the flexi gooseneck attached onto the shelf above, and then laptop, desktop, and beneath I've got a load of stationery stuff. All my wires are tidied up away. All of our legal paperwork's for stuff like house bills, pensions, blah, 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 boring stuff. In the plastic wallets down there, which is a work in progress. I've got some IKEA folder storage things that I'm currently painting because they were wooden, so we're going to match them to the colour of the desk setup. And then on the wall here, this is my favourite addition by far. We've put in a Perspex whiteboard. I don't really know if they're called whiteboards when they're not coloured white, but it's clear, see-through. It looks white because obviously the wall is white behind, but I'm just able to sit here on a call. I take all my calls on my laptop because the monitor on my Mac Mini is so old, the camera is awful. So yeah, all calls I do on my laptop. And then as I'm sat there taking notes, I can grab my whiteboard pens, which are in my little stationery pot just back there, and I can write notes on my whiteboard. If I don't have a piece of paper to hand, I can put that there. But I've also been tracking all of my jobs here, so I've got lots of to-do lists there. I've also got all of my brand colour hex codes because the amount of times that I need to use those and don't have them or don't know them off by heart is ridiculous. I'm hoping that that's something that I can learn this year because, oh my gosh, I don't plan on changing them anytime soon. And it is definitely something that I should know at this point. So yeah, that's my desk setup. And then to the left-hand side of the room, we have Jack's. So excuse the bin, that definitely needs emptying. And obviously we're still needing to purchase him an actual chair. We've currently got this kitchen stool up here with one of the back bedroom cushions on there just to make it a bit more comfortable. But this is his little desk setup. So he's got his computer screen here, mouse, keyboard, etc. And then down here is his massive monitor box, which I absolutely hate. So fingers crossed we can purchase him something a little smaller like a Mac Mini. That would be great. But yeah, I need to come into some money first. So maybe some big projects on the horizon. That would be great. Thank you to any clients watching. And then from the wedding, we did our school photos screen printed. So he's got his in blue on his side of the desk and I've got mine in pink here, just so we've got a little touch of artwork to it. But behind we made a custom corkboard. I'm yet to buy some pins, so that is on the to-do list. And then I really love collecting random bits of inspiration when I'm out about. Like at the weekend I grabbed a beer mat from the pub that I really liked. So I've just got like a little storage pot of loads of random inspiration things that I'd love to get on the wall. So that's the plan for the corkboard. It's literally just going to be kind of like a Pinterest inspired. Oh, I guess that's what Pinterest was originally because it is pins, isn't it? Makes sense, doesn't it? But yeah, basically just a mood board of loads of inspiration that I see out and about that I've collected. Another custom detail we added was this scaffolding board that we chopped to size to make a full length shelf. And then we've got these heavy duty brackets that were an absolute pain in the ass that's holding the whole thing up. But along there I've got all of my past diaries and stuff, any like really nice boxes that I've collected over the years, some plants. That's my little plushie from Adobe Max LA that I've got up there. There's some wires and stuff hidden in these in these woven green baskets. A lovely candle, some design books. This plant is looking a little sorry for itself, but I have just watered him, so hoping he will pluck up a bit of courage and stand tall for me. That would be great. I've got some lovely prints going on. So this is a Dick Pierce. I don't know if you guys are into surfing, but Dick Pierce make these really cool belly boards that are all wooden. This is one of the prints that I got from their warehouse in Newquay. There's another surf print that I think I got in Forteventura when we went surfing abroad for the first time. A really nice lecture set. This was an Etsy print. Loved that in my brand green as well. What's not to love? Jack's got some of his super yacht books here that are crazy heavy, so I'm really impressed that the shelf slot started to kind of angle itself that. Another plant pot. This print, hilarious. The plants and I need a drink. That is so true. And then just a diffuser and some more books that I've collected over the years. And then as you can see, we've got the blue ceiling, guys. I really love this. It's kind of like a really light baby blue. And we added in the dado rail here across the whole length of the walls so that it made a clear contrast between where we painted white and blue. So that's that. And then obviously we added in all of the moulding. So these are wireless lights, so they just charge with a cable plugged into the computer. They are currently out of charge, but they're super easy. They just magnetize onto this little plaque here, so I can take them off to charge them and then pop them back up. Yeah, that's completely dead, so that's something on today's to-do list. I've also got my Queenie there. If you've been around for a while, you'll know that she is my favourite piece of art that I've ever bought. This is a print by Heath Kane, and it is a screen print. I absolutely love screen print textures. I just think they're so beautiful. And because I used to do screen printing at uni quite a bit, I really love finding good screen prints out and about. Queen Elizabeth, obviously. And then in the yellow, layered on top, it says "Rich enough to be Batman." And the yellow is obviously the shape of the Batman mask. I just absolutely love it. I think it's so cool. So cool. So yeah, that's the back wall of the office, and that's what we'll be seeing in the backdrop of videos from now on. And then over here, the little fireplace. So this was all white previously. I just went in and painted the details to match the colour of the ceiling and the cabinets. So we've got the green here and there. This one we actually had to cut to size because it was far too long, and that was definitely my mistake because I did not check. I just assumed it was going to be correct. But you can see that the back section is way shorter than the front section. The front and the back were originally the same length, but then where we've cut it, we were able to use the spare wood to create some additional shelves. So that was really, really good. So really proud of that project. Thank you, Jack, for helping me. And then back of the wall, I've just got all of the pins that I collected at Adobe Max last year, all on here. Shout out to Robin. These ones are my absolute faves. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's my office, guys. Let me know what you think. And if you have any suggestions, I feel like I need something maybe on this bit of the wall here, and then same on the other side. There's quite a bit of white space there. And then I'm also thinking that we need something on the fireplace, on the brick, but I have no ideas. I'm currently waiting on my blind to arrive, but that is, oh, let me find it. I can show you the exact fabric that we're getting, but it's this striped, it's almost like a really pale green. But yeah, I just thought that went really beautifully with the colour of the cabinets, but then it also fits really well with the blue. So I'm hoping that will look really lovely here. All the way across in a little Roman blind. Very short video, but I just wanted to give you a little run through of everything we did in the office. And yeah, I'm really interested to know your thoughts. If you have any suggestions of what we should put on the white space on these walls here and on the fireplace, please let me know in the comments below because I have no ideas. But yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. And I promise I'll be back soon with proper vlogs again because that's what I came to YouTube to make, and I want to get back into it. It's just finding the time because I've got a crazy amount of projects on at the moment, but none are like big projects. There's just lots of day sprints at the moment. It's a lot of freelance work rather than branding stuff, which is fine. I don't mind it. It's quite nice actually to be on lots of varied projects, but it does mean that I'm constantly switching between clients, and with that means I don't have much free time to make content, which is obviously what I should be doing because that is how I get my clients. Ah, the way the world works, eh? Painful. But there we go. I shall leave you to it now. Have a good rest of your day. And I'm hoping I'll see you soon in the next week's video if I'm good enough and get my act together. We'll see. Have a good one, guys. Bye.